This is the very last Sunday. Jokes. So basically, about the message I received after having that crazy dream, clear instructions that were given to me, because the truth is I've messed up with something, which was why the dream have came to me. Because nobody knew at that time, and my parents did it until I've made that mistake. So I started to pray. I was praying since I was a little girl, even though my mother hated God and my dad didn't believe it, and he never ever lost a chance to blaspheme against the God. So honestly, since I remember, I was always the only one praying, because I was seeing and knowing things. Like also that I am not a part of my family, and my dad isn't my real dad. You don't know, I know. My angel appeared to me every day. So with everything I was going every day, I was still always happy, cheering little girl, because I saw my angel by my side every day. And I never felt like to tell anyone. I also can see ghosts, even the ones that walking during the daytimes, and they can call for me, whatever. There's some part of my gift. Oh, I don't need to bring you so deeply into it. You're gonna slowly discover the gifts as I am speaking of which. So I don't know why, even though I didn't want it, and especially to my mother. And I knew, and I was feeling I'm doing this. This is actually a feeling I can't describe. I exactly remember this day, and I was even a little bit upset with God and with my angel. I felt like, don't blame basically Satan or anybody that pushed me to this, to the mistake that I have made, that part of the covenant that I broke. I remember this day exactly, like when it was happening. Like I badly didn't want it, but there's something made me to actually say it, like I don't know. And I already, before it even happened, I already felt the pain of regret. And basically what happened was, well, I was doing work for my mom in the kitchen, and she was giving me a verbal abuse and all the terror and everything. And I don't know why, but that pain of learning verbal abuse and the terror she was giving to me, fuck, I don't know why, but I just said it, even though I don't know if some people will understand that when you saying something that you already know you don't want to say it, you never meant to say it, you actually didn't want to say, why the fuck you're saying it, and then you're making this big mistake. So, and I knew that trying to defend myself, and when I say this, I will regret it and I will fucked up big time. So while my mother was giving me this physical and mental abuse while terrorizing me doing that work in the kitchen when I was little, I had this anger in me growing, and that's something. And I said, a woman that hates God, that loved torturing her kids, especially me because I was the only girl, I said to her that my angel is here with me, and God will punish you for how you treat me. I am your lesson, not you are mine. And over the years people heard this from me many times, and my angel just did literally that, and he did not show up for a few days. I was really devastated. I knew, and I said it anyway. I was so heartbroken. And there was still my mom with euphoria on her face. I'm gonna show you God. Ooh, the beating on that day was different. She actually chose a special weapon. Funny thing is, a horror. She even done a voodoo dolls on me, and she was making her own spells throughout my whole life, even till today, what's your black magic? What are your Muslim prayers against that and against her? And it was few days later after this dream, because inside me start growing bad emotions, like from this confusions, like why did I say it? Did God test me with saying it? Like did he maybe made me say it? So then this is another part of the test, some kind of lesson, like what is it gonna be? Because of course after that day when I've mentioned that to my mother that I got my angels with me and God's hand is on me, she made sure that she showed me all sorts of things, watching when my God will save me. And that few days later, after having that dream, which I actually hoped about what my dad did to my mom, my angel appeared to me, and this is where I picked up my attitude from. No words of a lie. I felt like this is the last time I am seeing someone caring for me, even though I've messed up, because I had clear instruction to have all powers to keep quiet until God let me to speak. That fucking hurted me more than the first heartbroken love. The angel first words were, apart from the breath of disappointment, and as I was going to smile that he appeared, that he came back, he was already, nah, you fucked up. And I am breaking a protocol, come and tell you this, because whatever is what, I love you so much and I just want to give you this last quick instructions so you don't fucked up and you don't fall. Yeah, and it was... there was no debate for that I broke the protocol and the part of the covenant and let my mother mean words to hurt me, for which was not excuse. And it goes like this. My angel basically said, look, your whole child, I'm gonna be here, it's just you're not gonna see me, so you may forget me and you will for a while. Your childhood is gonna be fucked up. People gonna use you, your kindness, and they still throw you away. Your family gonna treat you bad and all sorts of things. There's gonna be shit. And I'm gonna be going all around. And then he told me that I will have children with a Muslim man, two with one with another. And these two are gonna be going through whatever, and I don't have to name it. But I am just giving a brief what my angel have told me and why I always knew I will go to the point B. And it was not that I had an angel or a promise or a covenant with God, because this still doesn't make you the one until you don't actually follow the rest of the protocol. So I promised myself then that anything my mother will do to me, I will not let it break me. That no matter what, even if my faith weakened, and I forget the promise, and I did, but losing my angel over my mother had set the score, and my mother could hurt me no more. That stick with me so hard that no matter how much it will hurt, no matter how people will try over the whole time, I will not break. I will not stop and never ever give up. Because no matter what, even if I was upset with God and fought with Him, I always knew that I will win my life at the end and will never let my angel down again. And believe me, I tasted God, even though it is written, do not put your God to test. Trust me, my attitude, as much as I know and I feel powerful I am, as much I was fighting with the Father, the highest place. And guess what? God taught me, never say never. People say I speak English very well, all the time. And how did that happen? The same way I passed the Russian test never attending the classes because I could not stand the Russian teacher and her demon could not stand me either. But I passed on 6 plus, which in England is like 8 plus, which allowed me, even missing the whole year of school, go to another year. Or in just the same way I taught Turkish people speak Polish. My first language in the UK was Turkish in Polish, no speak English. I started picking up a little bit, but to having a fluent conversation and understand everyone with everything, that was another level. And then realizing that I am surrounded only by Muslim people where I've landed, and they were playing on my nerves because how they treat women and of who I am, and I do not accept disrespect from a man. God said to me, so now, when your eyes are open, now that you see why I have to burn your house in Poland and kill the first man you loved, so you can come to England and carrying on your mission that I gave it to you, which angel instructed me about the Palestinians and Muslims. Are you ready? Then I let you speak with them. But remember, and of course I was like, yeah, I remember. It didn't day or two and Evelina, gibberish through. Just couldn't handle it. Now I can speak, I can say anything, and I had a lot to say to Muslims people then. Because dealing with Muslims is another level. And their confidence in crossing boundaries, in disrespecting women, was a game on. God allowed me to speak with them few warnings. Them who, till today, are playing key role. There is no such a thing like a coincidence, huh? Oh no. The message of warning was exactly that. For your surprise, God sent a woman to win this fight. And I remember all those who heard this from me, how they laughed and smirked. But only for a few seconds. It's like something told them, look at her again. And there was me. They had to look again. The one they looked again. And I could feel the claw of me telling them I am her. Oh, Ozzy must remember that as well. And this level brought me lots of joy and fun because becoming friends with Muslims and being number one hunted because the world wanted in this matter from day one was always offensive to me. And why they treat women and how they try to get another woman. And I'm just thinking how fucking women go out with them when they go, and when Muslim women hear the part of which I was going to say now, but I just remember something I wish to add, so I skipped this precious part describing men's and their treatment of women. But after that, God said, now it's time to get inside, and how fair I was also will blow your mind, because I never lie. So I was honest and straight with Was and his family about God and his plan. But they claimed that they are religion of love. When my first planned son was born, something else was born in me that day. And I tell you, you shall never touch God's children. Those boys, my sons, our sacrifice for the purpose of the highest light of God, your whole Muslim culture will know not only to touch my children, but any children around the world, and your religion will be no more. But do not feel sad. You are not going alone, as I done this part of test on all and about Christianity and Catholicism since I was a child, and I had my parts with Jehovah, and part of this document was recorded in Poland 4 years ago. The best I live at last, where all religious believers will get slap of reality about what Jesus actually said and about who he was teaching. Justice, mercy, and faithfulness. Here is a small gift for you Muslim women. Jesus said, there is no law in Torah or nowhere to command a woman to cover her hair. Did that sink in? Good. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. Proverbs 3, chapter verses 5 to 6. The separation from the God and the way people are upset and hating on him. The separation is caused by the religions which invite the separation, making us different, but we call and claim to believe in the same God. People not only mocked me to be like Jesus, they were mocking Jesus before me. And many were laughing also and comparing me to the Machiavelli, the philosopher. But I am her. The crucifixion was for people to know the cost of betrayal. The forgiveness isn't showing a mercy. It's showing that every ambitious man in your kingdom, that treason carries no price. When I pray, I don't say please for myself anyway. I only say please when I ask for others. When all of this happened with Ula murder and my children, I said straight away, Father, forgive them because they don't understand what they are doing. This is far more dangerous to all the enemies of Kingdom of Light because it's showing them that my power doesn't depend on you all. Yesterday my friend called and his mate, hearing us talking, joined the conversation, and he asked me what would I do in his situation. That his mother-in-law turned his wife against him, they all basically tralalala. And I told him what I already did on my own example about the father of my kids and his family. Do not kill them. Because he was like, oh, I'm gonna kill them, oh, no problem. I said, do not kill them. They die on their own. Just do this. I have explained him and he understood that in past 10-12 years of lies, deception and public verbal abuse towards me or in private messages, I don't give us any credit. This is a fucking killing him differently. I don't get provoked and I don't swear back to him or to anyone. If you ask anyone, any person in Peterborough, anyone, and in fact a lot of mayors actually noticed that whenever I speak about the father of my children, that after everything what was done to me and to my kids, and constantly being attacked and provoked, I never speak bad words about him. Never. I don't say, oh, he's a dick or he tra-la-la-la-la-la. Never ever. There's nobody who can say that I did. And even though he writes me full poetry of provoking or trying to be, and his depressions, and tra-la-la-la, I am always nice and polite. And even the other day when he was begging for me, but you have to listen to me, like, I don't remember having you in my ID. But I throw a coin and I ask God, shall I listen to him? Shall I give a pity or no? And God said yes. But I said to him that he has to give me a time he wants to cry and me listen to him and time. And then I will come outside because I do not let strangers sit in my house and weep for hours. Oh, because you're just a hoe. And he did not need conversation no more. Can be the hoe, whatever. So the other day, even when I was in town, one of my homeless brothers, about that noticing, he spotted me and being still a few meters far, far away. He was like, "Oh, sister, sister, thank you, thank you." He started shouting, "Thank you." And I'm thinking, what is he thanking me for again? He said, "Oh, thank you, Evelina, because thanks to you and exactly the example I gave about our exes, that he is waking up lighter, that he doesn't get angry anymore, that I healed him from what he was feeling to the mother of his children. He is so healed and so happy now." Pleasure. The man who must kill to keep his throne has already admitted that the throne was never truly his. I also was getting arrested for numerous false allegations, tortured and executed, and people still follow me. Police, I think you have now started to realize that trying to dig my pit, you have dug your own. You created this movement with fantasized authority, and I told you, just because you cannot see the army of angels beside me doesn't mean I am alone. I laughed at you so many times on every occasions when you tried to intimidate me that I came with God. Now that some of you have realized and seeing me occasionally in public places, when you nod on me saying hi, lower please. Real leader must be merciful, faithful, human, and honest. Here is the trick and also part of the plan you all created. Listen. Honest, truthful person like myself isn't virtuous. Let your yes be yes and your no, no. Anything between comes from evil. I explain. So, just in this moment, I have counted near 300 people that took part in deception against the one. While you all assumed that pure heart can be destroyed easily, while pointing a gun at me, every individual have shot themselves, because deception is a trap that catches the deceiver first. When you lie to protect yourselves, you have created a second self, which have to perform forever. You have to maintain that forever. That division in yourself will ruin every relationship you have or any new you gain, but nothing will ever stay. The formula of a lie is: the liar doesn't control the lie, it controls the liar. And only truth can set you free. And time, over this time, your 300 already argues. You all broken. And even the secret didn't keep the bond between you all. Many I see, and I feel it, have realized by this time that nothing protects you, and truth always wins. Being righteous create stability, which I emanate. Your deception produced lack of stability, fear. That fear used violence against the truth to prevent being revealed. And again, I warned you, the hand of God is upon me. So you used all violence against me, just like my mother. But in reality, you only made more evidence against yourselves. of which I take joy, now that I am stripping you all police of Peterborough and Cambridgeshire, that having been given some sort of temporary authorities doesn't make you a god over another human being and their lives, and the fear you have tried to put on me, like you did to others, created a chain of consequences for you and your entire life and your lineage that is affected, and it will be up to 4th generation. Disgustingly, the way you dealt with my children before others' children, believe me, it will eat your own flesh. What is hilarious is that Muslim father of my kids, desperately looking for love he never had at home, not being surrounded by Muslim religion of love, have baptized with me our sons, and later traded this for a bowl of curry from those who don't love him. Admitting the truth, crying, he said that yes, he lied, agreeing on all conditions before I have agreed to have a child with him, because he and his family thought that after the child comes, I will obey to the culture and become forever slave, and they will get credit in people's eyes by turning another person Muslim. Here is the kicker I was waiting for. When all people who saw me getting married were deceived by Muslims too, not only me. And this one is the best of loves that I have, because women seeing this got so jealous, and they so hard to try to achieve what I have achieved, not knowing that me and Was were never married, and that they just lied to me to deceive me by saying, you are such a believer, and about the John Paul II and about my gnosis, that I don't have to change and convert to Muslim, because I am very faithful to God, unlike any of you. And that women, all people that are believing in the Bible can get married. You never said everybody who believes in Quran can marry. They say everyone who believes in Bible can get married between each other. The religions part, this is just a teaser of the smashings. But you already feel that in every home. So basically, what all of you women wanted was a deception against that I was deceived. They allowed me to wear a white dress, and we were getting married at home because I did not want to change the religion, and we never got married. We only got a paper which was written all in Arabic, but I already knew they lied. So the day when I wanted to prove that they lied, and I asked the imam to give me a divorce, he said, you were never married, the family only paid for that engagement just to basically trick you. So what you were chasing, women, hey? But anyway, I am very, very, very happy for that, because I know that I can, because I've never been married, and I will get truly married to a masculine chosen by God himself, equally minded with me, who will stand in the truth beside me, and together we will have a child, and my children will have their childhood back again. Now, about the perfidy and the battlefield, while you all arrogants fought, you fight against just a woman that will do anything for any children, not just for mine. And you mocked me for it. You all pretending religious being, you have clearly forgotten about Mary. But this is far worse because your religions totally deceived yourself by trying to erase the power of a mother who is the one. I am the whore and the holy one. I am the wife and the virgin, the mother and the daughter. I am the barren one, and many are my sons. I am the one. All your religious practice and bowing in prayer and lifting hands to the sky, thinking that this will make you go to heaven, without acknowledging the one. The truth, I can clearly and honestly tell you that all Muslims that believe that being Muslim guarantee you to go to heaven, I guarantee you all that you will see heaven like pigs the sky. And talking about pigs, all Christians, Catholics and others that mocks Jewish, but especially Muslim people for not eating bacon, you are what you eat, as it is written in the Bible, and those who on Easter bring pork as an offering and blessings to the church are doomed and their families are bound with illnesses. It's funny for me when I see an ugly fat person laughing of those who don't eat bacon and behind closed doors they cry like pigs. You are what you eat. What you bow to and lift your hands towards in false faith is your ground, and the sky is your limit, not mine. This is your own cage built by yourselves, and this cage is called your hell. I am beyond all of it. This is why I am free and happy regardless, because even being homeless, I was at home. And let me give you another kicker, my favorite one. Every person with position or some sort of organization with authority, politicians, those whose mandatory is to protect people, especially children, to which I wrote in details. Remember, it's not such a thing like a coincidence. Or I asked for help in person. Those people were chosen carefully by God for me to expose. I never needed nobody fucking help. I only went where God asked me to went, and I wrote to politicians that are bending over for Muslims. So this perfectly connects when I'm gonna reveal it to you. Yeah, actually it's very sad because most of these people were women, and one of them, she said, again, why are you still fighting? Can't you just obey the system? No, I can't. And I came here to break your delusional power and make it all collapse. The killer for this ending is today, Sunday, Family Day, when a wife and a mother of Tomasz, aka Last Hornet, the Mafia Kraków, when she wrote to me on one last Sunday morning that we need to talk and we apparently have the same aim, please. You see, now you people create image of me, you spread gossip about me, but none of you ever for a second thought actually that I have the gift. So with the minute when you wrote to me, I was already drinking, I wasn't going to go fucking nowhere. And I was drawing my painting then. So why when you've messaged me, I already knew. So then I thought, fuck it, I will make it. So that's why I told you to come to Quakers, the Friends of All Religions, my very good friends, and I'm part of Quakers too, to come there. And now I tell you why. Oh, and you, mother, brought your little son to this. Imagine people's situation. So I took this, I told them I'm gonna give a little speech at the end. But I did. I never lie. In Quakers, after the 1 hour of gathered meditation, sitting in silence, at the end of this hour, everyone who took part can stand up and speak of a reflection that they have. So I knew, because with the minute I say something, why I took this is to say things, because while I was saying them, you were creating thoughts in your head of which you're gonna speak to me after. And further than that, little that you know, when you walked in and in front of these elderly people gave attitude, so what you're gonna do to this Mafia Kraków? They rape, they cut fingers, they cut chop hands, they do this and this to people. All of this was recorded. You must have catched the TV there, and that is saved as worldwide now. And after that, you gave me everything. I told you what I wanted you to think that I know, or to think what I will do, just for you give me everything I want. And as you were getting frustrated because the conversation wasn't as it was going, because I am so filled with God's love and I was deliberately avoiding your questions, she spoke. And then how did you treat her? And then I said to you, I do not speak with a man that treats women like that. And she drove away crying with your sad ass that didn't know you fucked yourself on that day. But you're about to know, find out. Oh, this is so funny. Now you see, I become homeless on my own wish to become friends with those murderers who supposedly meant to murder me, that murdered these other women, and who tortured, raped, and set on fire Ula, my best friend. And I know how that bothers you, because not many people know that Ula from day one wanted to be my enemy number one. And yes, she tried and tried harder, and that made us friends. And for the fact is, Ula was the only loyal woman I know. The only loyal woman. And this is why I loved her. And I will truly love her till the end. She will not die for me. I can't wait to actually see her coming back, because I do see reincarnation in people. So people that died in my past, I saw them in some children's recently. Amazing is that. But now that you all know that I've played you all and I did that tra-la-la-la, there is one person today for the last I want to mention. Is Bartłomiej Owca. Not just a disgusting narcissist, but a clear picture of a Mongo. The worst of Ula abusers. You are on my list number one. Not even Słoniu, but you are Owca. With which I have to become mates and show Owca kindness. Poor boy. Nor you, Owca, nor Ślepy have thought for a split second that equally to your actions, I may have left a recorder at Ślepy's house, or with the key. No. And you all never thought for a second, even though I told you, and this is even the funniest things, because what the recording says, You all were mocking the truth I have laid for you, and that what made you speak even more. And the disrespecting of my generosity and kindness will pay off. You know, yesterday during that conversation with my mates, when they called, they asked numerous times, Evelina, just say a word. We can't watch this. We can't listen to this no more. We really wish to help you somehow. At least come. We can bring few scars, beat the fuck out of them, making it look like a sports hooligan fight. And I said again, no and no. And I tell you why. Because there is no better pleasure than letting them beat themselves at their own game and then watch their daughters live in the madness they made. Oh, because all of you have assumed that you're gonna do this shit to me and to my children, but because Evelina loves all children and wish to save them all, like some of you already came and said, please Evelina, spare me from what you have done to yourself, because my children gonna be affected as well. Well, you should fucking think about your children before you hurted mine or before you start this season. The consequences to your children's something that none of you ever thought that it will even go through my mind, or I will say out loud. I can't wait for them to face them. Well, only my children's or Ula children's can suffer. And to Łukasz and his daughter, ooh, she's grown enough to face jail. And I was waiting for when she hit 16 this year for what she did to Ula and to her children. She's gonna go down with you for the rest of her life. Now, have a lovely the rest of the day. Enjoy your families while you have them.